Okay, Matteo here again. We are going to build a fast slime farm. Well, not a fast, but simple. Simple, it's a better term. A simple slime farm as we continue to gather the materials for the house. We need slime balls, and yes, we are going to build a very small slime farm, and very simple. I've done a bit of research on the slimes, also to remember a few things that I didn't remember. Yeah, stuff I forgot about. Technicalities about the mobs. So I've already identified a slime chunk using an external tool. For some things we're going to use programs, and well, right now I can only think about the one that helps us to find stuff like slime chunks, basically to optimize time. Yeah, I believe that makes the series not fully or purely vanilla, but I think it's fine to use some tools to optimize time. I could go and explore the caves and until I find the slime, divide the chunks, but we're just going to use some tools to optimize time. And well, this is the way in which I have fun, so that's my point. So this block right here, it's because I previously came to this place and I identified a slime chunk using a tool. So there's a command in the game that we can use that's actually going to show us the chunk borders. So a chunk in Minecraft, it's basically this area. It is, I think, 16 by 16 by, I don't remember the maximum height. I think it is 320, 320, I think. I'm not so sure about the height. But yeah, it's basically the whole height, from top to bottom. And I think this small cube in here, it's this square, it's 16 by 16. So you see the borders, and Minecraft, or the Minecraft world, it's divided in all these in chunks basically. This is a chunk, we can see it, we can visualize it in here. So I left this block in here basically to remember that this is the slime chunk that we're going to be using to build this small slime farm. So there's a few rules to farm these guys. The first one we're going to consider is that they spawn below the layer 40 in slime chunks. They also spawn in swamp biomes, and the conditions for slimes spawning there are different. For slime chunks, the first rule we have to respect is that, well, they spawn below layer 40. What we are going to do is go to a corner of this slime chunk. Any corner, could be this one. This is the lowest level inside of the slime chunk, the lowest that generated naturally. We're just going to throw those seeds. We don't want to cram our inventory with anything. And we are going to dig basically in this corner. So we just need to dig below level 40, make the hole, and see if we get any slimes spawning. Once that happens, once we get that done and we check that, what we're going to do is build a small slime farm based on the behavior of the slimes. I'll explain that later. First, we're going to get the whole part done and confirm basically if this is a slime chunk or if it isn't. That's the plan, and we need this resource to build the initial ambitious project, the initial ambitious house. That's why we are doing this. In the future, we'll just enhance every farm. We'll just do it better. We'll try to increase its efficiency if possible. if required, and also if I am in the mood of increasing that farm's efficiency. Or maybe we'll just build a better one that's the same, or probably even maybe same efficiency but just prettier. Okay, aesthetics. We'll do design on how it looks, on how the farm looks like. That's also fun. We are almost there, I think, and there we are. So wonderful. Okay, seems like we are done, as you can see. Doing the small hole at least. We are going to put some more torches in here, making sure that the area is well illuminated. We don't want hostile mobs spawning in here. If we don't have good light level, that could happen. Slimes have a few limitations on the conditions, on the spawning conditions. One of them is that they spawn, I think, in the center of the block. So if there's anything obstructing the center of the block, they won't spawn. So you might think, oh, but these torches are occupying the center of the block. So every block where you place one of a torch, it's basically you are losing that spawning space. But no, torches are an exception. There's a few blocks that slimes can spawn on top, a few light emitting blocks. So for now we're just going to use torches to make sure that no other hostile mobs spawn in here, and it's so that it is a safe area for ourselves. I'm going to go organize my inventory while we give some time for these to see if a slime spawns. This is a very small area, so it might take some time. We can also continue digging lower and build more layers like this one that are 3 blocks tall. But we won't do it, not for now. If we have to wait for too long, we will, but for now we won't. We'll just leave it like this. Okay, we just got an Enderman. We'll see if we can fight him if he stops teleporting like that. There, we provoked him, and what we're gonna do now is basically run until we reach water. This is basically to see if we can collect another Ender Pearl. Oh, yes, we did. I haven't organized anything. You see that? I saw the Enderman and I thought, okay, let's try to kill him. So I'm just going to organize all this, farm a few more cows and more leather. Remember, we are collecting also these leather to build libraries basically, and an enchanting table, so that we get some boosted tools or armor or pieces of armor. That'll be useful at this point. It is possible that a slime spawns and then despawns if I am not close enough. And then when I go back, I didn't see that the slime spawned. So the only way to get proof of that is to have a small system to kill them. So that system is going to be basically iron golem based. I am beginning to run low on that, so maybe it will be a good idea to go caving, also to get some coal and some stuff. So if I'm not mistaken, I just need 4 iron blocks and a pumpkin to spawn an iron golem. The iron golem, I think, is going to clean up every slime that spawns in here, and the items will drop. The items will drop at least for 5 minutes. So I spawn an iron golem, and it actually gave me something. If this becomes too slow, we will actually use the other slime chunk. There's a slime chunk right next to this one. So this is a chunk. The one next to it, it's another chunk, and it's also a slime chunk. This one right here, the one that's behind this wall, let's say, we'll have to remove that volume to get that spawning area. If it is too slow, we'll do that. Instead of doing more layers, we'll just open a bigger area here, and leave this guy working in here. The bad thing about it is that the slime balls will be dropped all over the place. We'll have no way to collect them, but the idea is that it does not stay like that. And this guy, it's actually the system we are going to use to kill them. We weren't going to leave it he killing the slimes, because he can also take damage from the slimes, and that means that eventually he'll die and the farm will stop working. So we'll need to respawn a new iron golem in that case. But what I wanted to do is take advantage of the behavior of the slimes towards these iron golems. It turns out they are attracted to these iron golems. They kind of try to attack them. So if they detect iron golems in a specific radius, I think it's 16 blocks, if I remember correctly, what I read. We'll check it anyways. We'll double check that. But first, let's see if this is a slime chunk. So we're going to leave this guy working in here. I'm going to do a few stuff in the surface, making more leather, collecting a few things. Perhaps I'll go caving for a while, and then I'll come back here and see if a slime spawn. And if it did, I'll have 5 minutes after this guy kills him before the item actually despawns. We'll check if there's slimes in the slime chunk, the small slime chunk. There might not be. We might have to dig some more, or we might have to wait for a longer time. We are back at our attempt of a house, not yet a complete house. So we are just going to make some more leather and also some more stacks. They were quite useful down there with all the mobs and all the damage I took. Actually, I could even say that they saved my life. These stacks have very good saturation, but heal me very quickly when I take damage. And let's go check if the golem has killed something. So there's nothing on the floor. This guy is alone, so yes, maybe we'll have to either build more layers or extend to that chunk to make a bigger area, and see if we can get some slimes spawning in here. All we need to do is increase the spawning area. That'll make it faster. So I dig the other chunk. Well, a good thing that these happened on camera, so these are definitely slime chunks. So since we were able to confirm that these chunks are slime chunks, are in fact slime chunks, that means that we can now use the area to build a small farm. So basically we are going to use the iron golems. We'll take advantage of the fact that the slimes, whenever they detect an iron golem, they will be attracted to it and they'll start to move towards the golem. But the slimes, particularly slimes, they do not pathfind towards their objective. That means that if there's some kind of obstacle in their path, they won't try to avoid it. They'll just go in it. They'll just jump in a straight line to the target, which in this case will be the iron golem, if the iron golem happens to be inside of the radius for the slime to detect the golem. So that's basically what I am going to do. I was thinking about using just a singular chunk and not two chunks like this. So I'm gonna have to rethink the idea I had, because I was planning on using just a singular iron golem. Maybe with this, or using all these area, I'll have to use two. after reading a few things about the slimes, I think that we have to do some experimentation anyways. We have to sacrifice something. So basically what we're going to do, we are going to apply the same idea that I had initially. We are just going to use more iron golems. It is something I wanted to prevent, but it seems like I have no choice for now. I'm going to have to do that. So what I'm going to do, or the first step, let's say, since this is the area of the slime chunks, and it is marked, let's say, by all these walls, so we are going to remove the walls and actually make a hole. This is going to be like the hole, okay? The slimes are going to jump into this, and they'll take fall damage, small slimes only, so it doesn't have to be fall damage. It could be like magma blocks, and that way I don't have to dig that much, just a few blocks, maybe 2, so like 2 blocks, and the third one, that means this one's going to be a magma block, and it's going to be a line of magma blocks in here. They'll be quite easy to get because I have access to the nether now. These 2 extra blocks of space I think will be enough to hold the iron golems in strategic positions. We'll try to distribute maybe from 2 to 3 of them. Okay, I think it's time for an advancement. So I have made the respective holes that I was talking about, and these holes that I left are for hypothetical iron golems. The real problem is that we are going to have big slimes spawning in here, and we need those big slimes to reduce to small slimes. So what I had in mind was to use using the old method, a very, very old and ancient method, let's say, that we used to use to reduce the size of the slimes, and it's basically using lava. So we used lava and signs or any other block that was able to contain fluids, let's say, but that didn't have a hitbox, so that entities would not collide with it, but they will collide with the fluid. Okay, we just grab some wood from the nether. Basically, I grabbed until my axe broke. Okay, we've placed all the lava and the signs successfully. There's something missing, which is basically the system that's going to collect the slime balls and put them all into a single storage unit. But for that we need rails basically, and I don't intend to make those rails or to craft them, okay, with the iron I found. So what we are going to do is basically go back to that cave and explore the mine shaft. I'm gonna go back to the house, organize my inventory a little bit, and see you there to craft the powered rails and build a small collecting system, I think, for the slime farm. I think with that should be enough. So what we want to have, it's a small track with a minecart and a hopper. We might have to remove the magma blocks temporarily, taking that block, that height, as a reference. We'll have the magma blocks in here, and right below them you'll basically have the rail tracks, and we'll have a minecart with a hopper running on a loop below the magma block. So we just need the minecart not to get stuck in the whole movement, and this small area that I digged in here, I'm making room for the unloader. Let's say there's going to be some sort of unloader in here. So I am going to build these whole thing. Basically what I am going to do, it's fairly simple. We are going to put the rails, it's going to start for now like right here. Okay, it's going to start the We're going to build ourselves our first redstone comparator. I think that's special for some reason. So this will be our first redstone circuit, I think. Let's see if I remember the craft. I think it was something like this. And yes, like that you get a redstone comparator. So this guy, it's actually quite interesting. It's a highly used redstone component. And not for nothing, I mean, it's really, really useful. In this case, we are going to use one of its properties, one of its abilities, let's say. One of its functions. He is capable of detecting, well, one of the things he's capable of doing, okay? This is one of the things that he's capable of doing. He's actually able to detect objects in containers. This is the only property that we'll be using from this guy in the circuit we are going to build. So we're going to use this to demonstrate. We'll send the minecart with Hopper, and he'll be picking the slime balls. When he's back, there's going to be a system in here that's going to measure all the time whether the minecart with Hopper is filled up or it's not. Basically, that's what we're gonna have. So you see, when he comes back, he has all our slime balls. The system, it's actually going to measure if this guy is empty. If it is empty, it'll just bounce in the block and go make another loop. But if it is not empty, if there's some slime balls that he picked up, the system's going to stop the minecart, unload the whole content, every single item that it has picked up, and once that happens, the minecart will just go again, and the same loop will continue. We're going to build a small picking up system in here, thinking that we are going to raise this a little bit to make it a bit easier. In this place right here, we're gonna have a hopper. On top of the hopper, we need a powered rail like that. We are going to make some more room, because we are actually going to build the circuit back here. The minecart's going to come this way, and it's going to, well, the way it is right now, we're going to send it so that you see. When he comes back, it's going to end up here. Since the powered rail is deactivated, it's going to stop right there. We want that to happen. Oh. We want that to happen when the minecart has items. When it is empty, we just want it to bounce on the block and go do another loop. So to accomplish that, what we're going to do is measure the contents of these hopper, and to do that we are going to use the redstone comparator. So you can see at this point it is actually putting or giving us an output, because there's an item in the. What we're going to do is use this comparator to measure whenever this hopper detects an item, and that's going to happen because when the minecart with hopper stands on top of it, the hopper is going to absorb every item, any item of any type, but in this case we'll be using just the slime balls, and that's going to give an output to these. This comparator is going to detect that the container has something. Even if it's just one slime ball, it's going to detect it. If it's empty, it's off, you see. If there's something, it's on. Doesn't matter if it's just one item. So I'm just going to build it and explain it very quickly. I'm going to remove everything that's not necessary. Okay, so I want to demonstrate. When I remove this slime ball from the hopper, the comparator will turn itself off. This block will stop being charged. That'll cause this redstone torch to turn itself on. When it turns itself on, the block that's right above it will be charged. Because there's a piece of redstone dust adjacent to it, it'll turn itself on, and because it's pointing to another block, it'll charge the block, and that block, it's right next to the powered rail, and on top of that powered rail we have the minecart with hopper. So in other words, when I remove the slime ball, this block will charge and the minecart with Hopper will begin to move like this. So that's exactly what we want. While the minecart comes back, we're actually going to make the modification that we need to make. So it's very simple. We just need to make the Hopper face the chest, and like this, the circuit will be fully functional now. So now if I force this guy to pick up some items, in case he's empty, so I'm going to force him again. Oh, so he picks up the slime balls. See, until it is completely empty, it moves again, and that way it'll unload all the slime balls. The only missing part, I'm going to build it now. I stopped the minecart, okay, it was an accident. We're going to make this stop while we build it, because if not, it's going to make us crazy. So basically we have to put the magma blocks and those levers that you see on the walls, they will be basically on top of the magma block, and that will cause no trouble. It won't affect the farm in any other way. Okay, I am done placing the magma blocks. Let's just get this guy going, and I think I dropped a lever and I didn't pick it up, so that guy should pick it up, and the lever that I dropped should end up here, and maybe slime balls. We finished the slime farm, and I think this should be more than enough for now. We'll see if we place the other 4 golems on those spaces. We'll see if we build more levels also, but for now this is all we are going to use. Maybe I should start building the house. I'm not so sure how much or how many things I have of the ones I need. I'll have to check that before making a decision. But if I don't have enough materials, or if I'm going to check, and if I decide that I don't have enough materials, it's not a problem. We'll just go to the cave and explore that a little bit. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.